Yes, I'm waiting for your questions. Yes, today we're going to talk about betrayal, right? You're choosing things that other people want different things too. I don't know, they want mother-in-law issues. I don't know. Issues like lies with partners, lack of understanding, etc., etc. I can choose other topics for you. So last time covered sexuality because you chose to. Today we'll discuss betrayal. All right, let's get into it. Those very important topics as well. I don't know if I'm being cheated on, but hiding their phone from me. I struggle to understand why a couple would hide their phones, who are one unit, like hiding your left arm from your right. You two are one. You are one. You are a unit. And now, it's like you're hiding your left arm from your right. What is there to hide? If there are things that will upset your wife or partner, then you shouldn't do them in the first place. But if you don't show it, and if you say, I can talk about whatever I want, you can't read it, then I'm sorry, but there's already a form of betrayal right from the start. It's not necessarily about sleeping together or getting up together, but betrayal can also come to a person as a thought. And the thing I desire the most is for a husband and wife to hide nothing from each other, but nothing at all. That's why I'm asking you, please. You can't even see what they write in this way. Of course, the first thing that comes to mind is a malicious intent. You might be right. Maybe they are cheating. Maybe they're not. But I doubt they're talking to their friend all day and then asking, how are you? Are you okay? At night? I think you should open your eyes, darling, and take a good look. Yes, the husband and wife have separated, but the husband, her ex-husband, has started following the lady's cousin. And what are they doing? He's following her. He's hanging on to her. He wanted to be together or something. There are such guys out there. I mean, keep saying it over and over. Well, they are your siblings. You married that lady. All of her relatives are your siblings. What are you doing with guys like that? I really have a hard time understanding how you can see them like this. It's a good thing you broke up with people like that. Isn't she asking out of the blue? What do you care, brother? I broke up. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. The ox is dead. The partnership is over. It's finished. I mean, is there anything more natural than this? That's why you should let it go. Let it be about cousin. You've already broken up. Thank God I broke up. Pray to God. She found out 4 years ago that she was being cheated on, and it turns out she was being cheated on. Her classmate. He says he saw this, and he looked at the phone details. I don't know, kids. What do you say about these things? I can't find a solution to these things. Things like a classmate, a cousin, brother. How ugly are these things? I'm really sorry. Well, of course. Since you found out you were cheated on 4 years ago, there's nothing to be done from this moment on. The past is history. The future is a mystery. If you haven't broken up, come to marriage therapy. It becomes quite an old incident. 4 years is a long time. Are you ready? You need to ask what it is and isn't. If it starts with a classmate or similar, break up before it begins. We need to ask what it is and what it is not. But if it starts with a classmate or something like that, I recommend you break up before the situation even begins. If you're a married couple, give marriage therapy. Try. You never know. Guy might have something to say. Maybe it can be fixed. I don't know. Yes. Of course, is looking at naked women considered cheating? Even just thinking about it is one of the simplest forms of cheating. Looking at naked people, if he's watching porn at home, it shows that he's lacking in some areas from your side. And that person who is left wanting continues to do so as if he is greedy, looking at such things. If you're in a relationship, it means they can't find something in you and are looking for it elsewhere. If you're married, it means they might be tired of you or are searching for something. Everything, even if it's just in thought, all those messages on the phone go from the simplest form of cheating to the most serious. Yes. Well, that's good. My husband is really upset with me for catching him. Uh-huh. He wasn't upset that he cheated on me. He was mad at me for catching him, right? Serpil, you said it like that, right? So, that's interesting. This always comes to my mind. He did both kill and Fodil. He's not even thinking about how to respond to what he did. Look at that audacity. Then gets up. How can you catch my secrets? How can you look at them? Whatever they say. No, kids, all of these are twisted thoughts. I really don't like things like this. Can you live with a man like that? A man who will stab you in the back at any moment. No, I'm looking for someone clean, emotional, beautiful, with elegance and chivalry, whether it's a woman or a man. I mean, that's what I'm searching for. In this way, if you look to the right, you immediately start to twist things from here. And if you look to the left, you immediately do whatever. No, not things like this. No. You need to stay away from guys like this, from women like this. I don't even want to save these kinds of marriages, but it's just one reason. He often does that too, you know. When people fall into a void, they go after women or chat with guys, flirt. He drinks, for example. He plays poker. All of these show emptiness. You know, I want to catch it from somewhere and talk about it mutually. And then I want to tell both sides not to do this. And after fixing it, do you know what I compare this to? There are different kinds of stealing. I know someone who steals meat because they're starving, and someone who steals for their child who's in a really tough situation, for example, or someone who steals candy. Of course, it's not right to steal, but still, it's much better than suddenly going and seizing someone else's property. That's theft too. This is theft as well. That's why I'm trying to say to those who come to me, what could have caused this betrayal? What could the reason be? How much of this crime falls on the other party? Because when people feel empty, when they don't feel comfortable, when they can't find the love, respect, and affection they're looking for, they end up betraying alongside the other things they do. I'm not saying to just throw yourself to it right from the start to find it, but to at least give it a try. I always say we're dying, but I want to say let's die knowing why we're dying, or let's not die at all. Yes, darling? She left her boyfriend because he was betraying her. I have never betrayed anyone or been betrayed. He's asking me? So the guy has easily discarded you and moved on. What did he want? He was looking for a reason to break up. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in such things. I really don't like these kinds of things. So guy is betraying even while doing it. He's looking for a reason to break up by leaving the reason to the other party. There is no such thing. No. If she's going to break up, then let her. So for a guy like that, just pray and say, thank God I ended this before it went any further. For God's sake, where do you find guys like this? So don't rush to break up right away. Try it for a while, see? Is he a real man? Is he a decent person? So don't get swept away so easily. As soon as I get two pieces, I immediately say, oh, I love this, I'm in love. Oh, let me get married. I really don't like these words. A person should live their life at every age. If there's love, that's great, but if not, forget it. Yes, dear. A lady is messaging my husband with his ex-girlfriend. He says he's very sorry. And it's been a year. I think the lady is very late. If he just learned it, then as I said, maybe they can give it a chance by going to marriage therapy together and explore the reasons, why and how. But he's consciously going to his ex-girlfriend. I mean, he still has a taste for her, but he's consciously going to his ex-girlfriend, so still has a taste for her. You're a married man. What are you doing with your ex? I mean, these are not good things, but if that's the case, almost 100% of the people who come to me come because of infidelity. If there's infidelity, finding the reason and consciously forgiving it, if one can, is important. If there's a fault in oneself as a woman, or of course, since men don't come to me saying, my wife cheated on me, I always consider the woman to be the one who has been cheated on, because it takes a lot for a man to come to me. By the time he does, he's already on the 3rd page, God forbid. Yes, a woman whose husband had a girlfriend before and broke up out of jealousy is telling the man's wife, your husband has been living with an Azerbaijani prostitute for 5 years. I mean, can you believe this? He gets up, goes to his wife and says, do whatever you want, you're my wife. Look, that man left me for this Azerbaijani woman. Look at this, not just one but 2 problems at once. Then he asks, what should I do next? Is there anything to be done about this, ma'am? Now I would ask you this, not just 1 but 2 guys taking it too far. They don't even take turns for you. They're getting jealous of each other and complaining to you. Just leave guys like that. If he's rich, he's rich. If you have kids, you have kids. You can't live with guys like that. These are not people who deserve marriage. Please don't do that. I usually can't tell these kinds of guys apart, but it's because of love or a mistake that was made. I prefer to help people who have fallen into these situations, especially if they have kids. But now, whether you have a child or not, this guy is keeping you at home to take care of your kids, your cleaning, and your order. In the meantime, he's dating another woman. Then he leaves her. He's going to a prostitute. And then that woman complains to you, what days have we come to? What kind of world is this? I mean, I've completely lost my mind. Of course you will leave, don't even wait. Don't even feel the need to come to marriage therapy with this. Get a good lawyer. Really go for it, but I don't know about the money or whatever. Just hire a good lawyer and make him pay. Because a man like this can't be a candidate for being a father or a husband. I mean, sweetheart. They ruin beautiful words like companionship, sweetheart, father, mother, kids, family. Don't do it. Go of guys like that. Let him go wherever he wants. Yes, darling. She says, my ex-boyfriend, he's actually cheating on his wife while talking to me. Now she says, I've become the other woman. Honestly, if you're married, it's going to be a complete disgrace. But if you're not married, you just keep going saying, oh well, but you're on the wrong path. So don't do it, my child. Don't fall into the hands of these types, families these types of men. Don't play the leading role in the nonsense of these kinds of families. They're not worth it. Your beautiful soul, your beautiful ideas, your beliefs, your feelings of love, all of these get lost with things like this. Instead, they pull you into such a family mess and chaos. There are good things about the guy. He's cheating on you with his wife. He's getting something from that woman. What do they say? Then the English word comes to my mind. I feel like saying revenge. I mean, he's taking revenge. Don't get into this, my child. Why are you getting yourself involved? After this, nothing will come anyway. What are you doing with a guy who's still trying to take revenge on his wife? Never ever get into places like that. Then everything will fall on your shoulders. Yes. Now, this isn't betrayal. It's a need, a search, void. Maybe what you can't find in yourself, he might be satisfying himself by looking at some techniques in porn. Or maybe it's just subtlety. But there's a gap, a lack of interest, a loneliness between you. There's a significant deficiency in the sexual aspect. Looking at that, watching porn, doesn't mean he's betraying you. We're just seeing your emptiness here. How much you've fallen into emptiness. So, since I can't do it, at least I can watch, he says. Watching porn together as a couple is special and unique to you. You sit, watch, and do it. If he does it secretly, he's seeking something he can't find in you. But if he's doing it secretly from you, then he's satisfying himself virtually with what he can't find in you. Of course, it's not nice. While you're sleeping, he's getting up and looking at some things from the world while you're just sitting there like a stone. These are not nice at all. It's not nice at all. I think this is a situation where they need to go to marriage therapy. Let's see if there is love or not. Let's understand why he did it. Then let's try to fix it. Our job is not to destroy the family. But sometimes things get so ugly that I wonder, what's the point of coming to marriage therapy if you're just going to end up like in other cases? This might be something you can get through. That's why we need to work on this. Yes, my dear. Now, my husband has had a sexual relationship with someone else and even recorded it on video. He hasn't shown his face, but is this guy perverted? I mean, can you continue with this? Which side should I hold it from? The fact that the guy is clearly perverted is already evident from the way he took pictures of that poor woman's face or whatever, recording it on his phone without a care in the world, despite the obvious risk of you seeing it. He did it quite comfortably, without any worries. You see yourself there. You see the guy. You see him with absolutely another woman. Look at the guy's ugliness. It's unbelievable. He's not worried at all? Do you see it or do you not see it? Of course, recording these kinds of things, these kinds of private events on video. I'm not part of the situation. I just want to say that how should I put this now? He wants to say that he's a bad man. Is a bad person worthy of you, my child? How can you still look him in the face? How can you not feel disgusted when he touches you? I don't know how you can stomach it. Of course, break up and do it right away. Don't listen to the child or anything else. People who are both perverse and cheat on their wives, who trivialize beautiful topics like love and affection, are not good people. You have no business with people like them. Yes. I fell asleep standing up. I've been cheated on for 8 months. She says she found out she was being cheated on while she was 6 months pregnant. He's talking about his regret to himself. Some men, unfortunately, the way their wives look during that time, and of course the troubles that come with pregnancy, I don't know, in the midst of all that turmoil, they forget about that sacred being, the baby in her womb, and forget how that woman serves the marriage. Instead of cherishing her, they get so caught up in the situation that they end up saying, I need to look at beautiful things right now. I need to be with a beautiful body. And they cheat. He says, I fell asleep standing up. And it's been 8 months, meaning the poor woman realizes this when she's 6 months pregnant. He says, I made her sleep standing up. And it's been 8 months. I mean, the poor woman realizes this when she's 6 months pregnant. So he already started before and then got his wife pregnant. Which side should I hold this from? These are disgusting things, but it comes to me a lot. It's overwhelming. Here, let me know about love, about being reckless towards these kinds of things and qualities. I mean, a very reckless, very ugly man who uses situations very roughly and basically tells a pregnant woman to just give birth to the child, do whatever you want. Are you going to leave? Are you trying to save your marriage for the sake of the child that's about to be born? Where do I even begin with this? I don't know. If you'll come. But the fact is, since you're going to give birth to that child now, that baby will be left with this kind of husband. Maybe, just maybe, there's a slight chance that husband will come back to you once you return to your normal self. But know this, if I were you, I wouldn't trust a husband like that. I'm not saying to leave, but it's pretty clear, isn't it? I don't know what you would truly do with a man who exploits the fact that you can't truly enjoy being together like you used to. And I really, honestly, deeply don't think he loves you. Let's say, may God help you and that baby that's about to be born. 5 years ago, my husband cheated on me with my neighbor. He apologized, but I still can't forget it after 5 years. So kids, when I say you should come to marriage therapy, first, this is what I mean. On the day you find out he cheated, say that you will go to marriage therapy to Ms. Silin to be able to continue. Of course, I will express myself here. Let's go to marriage therapy. Let's go to Ms. Seelan. Let's discuss this issue. Let's lay it all out on the table. Let's see if we should continue with this or not. I don't know. Forgiving a man who's shocked enough to cheat with the neighbor doesn't seem right to me. At that time, if you could have come to marriage therapy, we would have looked into, what's happening, why he did it. So, are you really finding that neighbor? It's like being stabbed in the back by someone so close to you. Of course you can't forget. Which woman has forgotten such a betrayal? Which woman could have accepted that? They don't even sit in his car? Is that woman sitting here too? Betrayal. It's a terrifying thing. Both women and men. There isn't a single woman who accepts betrayal. A man especially doesn't just cheat, he gets his hands dirty. But the woman doesn't forget. That's why I say that. When you come to marriage therapy, for example, I'm researching. So why and for what reason did he cheat on his wife while being married? She's a real piece of work, that woman. Well, whether it's a neighbor or a prostitute, but that's a real piece of work. For him to need this, there must be something missing in your marriage. We would see that gap and fix it. Maybe he's been cheating on you for the past 5 years. You don't realize this time it has gone more dangerously. He must have thought, I won't go to the neighbors, go somewhere he can't see me. If the event that caused that gap is still ongoing, then that's how it is. So don't think of marriage therapy as something trivial or a luxury. It's really like a true lifesaver. Doctors save our organs and diseases in our bodies. Psychiatrists, I don't know, save the soul, the mind, those things. We save the family too. Until you're 20 years old, you grow up as the child of the family that God has blessed you with. We save family too. Until you're 20 years old, you grow up as the child of the family that God has blessed you with. After that, you build your own life, and that man becomes a source of monthly income for you until you die. So, betrayal is a truly terrible thing. You'll have to work hard to save this from the start. But if it's a case where it just won't work out, or if he did it because of a disgusting trait, in my opinion, then it's not just about the gap. I wouldn't even forgive that. If that's the case, let's find a way to save it and fill that gap. Let's save the marriage. We're trying to save the children from being left without a mother or father. So view the money you would spend on marriage therapy like a heart doctor or cancer treatment. One, your internal organs are saved. The other, you, your husband, your children. Don't hesitate. Come. In one case, your internal organs are being saved. In the other, you, your husband, your children, everyone is being saved. Don't do that. Must come. You also think I'm very expensive. You keep asking me. I'm definitely not expensive at all. Especially, in my style, I try to be very supportive and helpful with all my being, and I value myself much less than what a precious person would take for your words. I charge as much as psychologists do for someone who has just graduated. So take care of your comfort. Please note that 0533-213-6957 is where you can reach me. When I say me, I mean my secretary is there. If you want a book, it's my book. You can easily get that book in the same way, or another friend is helping you from this phone. Unfortunately, we can't send anything abroad these days. Because of this corona situation, they are not accepting it at all. But we send it everywhere within the country. You'll have it in 1 or 2 days. So that part is working. But we can't send it to foreign countries. For example, there's a very nice lady in Switzerland. We were supposed to send it to. We can't send it. There's another one. Again, Switzerland. Like this. It's like this these days. If this corona situation ends as soon as possible, everything will fall into place. By the way, are you managing to take care of yourself while sitting at home? I'm not getting into these topics anymore. In the morning, at noon, and in the evening, we're dealing with these things. But take care of yourself. Do useful things. For example, I hadn't been working at home for a long time. I had employees. Now I've become the old ceiling, sparkling and shining. I'm cleaning the whole house from A to Z. The meals, these things, we've learned a lot of things like this. Dyeing our hair. In the past, we used to pay for services like these, and now we're doing them out of necessity. We're doing it, and it's going really well. Look how nice it is. It's like gymnastics. Everyone is walking around the house, and I'm going up and down 3 flights. Just like this. Yes, dear. Go ahead. It seems that the gentleman is currently not doing anything, as declared by his wife. Well, I really am surprised by women, fellow women. In my husband's life, there were always either daily routines or long-distance ones. He says there's no one around right now. Well, that's good. Bravo. What did this guy do that he went this far? Look, now you're going to get mad at me. Oh, she's protecting the men again. I'm not protecting them at all. But unfortunately, believe me, when I say this, most of them betray their wives while loving them. He's not talking about anything his wife has. He's talking about her neglect, her smell, and the mess in the house. It's completely normal for you. The guy doesn't say a word about these things. He counts everything you say to me. That's why he feels empty. So am I going to stay with a woman like this forever and so on? But saving these, we're talking, woman, he was bothered by these things or something. But where should I hold on to this? If he can't find anyone, it's just a daily thing. He uses man like a fountain. What is that woman good for? Home, childcare, cleaning. After that, to suffer because of this. It's not even worth getting upset over a man like that, my child. If I were you, I'd let him go. Now, let me not lose my manners. Let him go wherever he wants, but let him stay away from you. Men like this ruin everything. Children, family, fatherhood. Oh, come on. Let him go wherever he wants. Yes, dear. I've been betrayed for 4 years. Now he's cheating on me with a woman from his old workplace. The man is a machine. Do whatever you want. Those who can't find something new are going back to the old. If he can't find it there, he's finding it here. See, I want to shout out loud for you to break up, but I don't say it. I'm giving him a chance. So why is he cheating? At home, it seems he can't find something. Girls, don't say I'm a perfect woman. At home, it seems he can't find something. Girls, don't say I'm not a perfect woman. After that, one can touch me. Yes, they can't touch me, but if you knew how meaningless and insignificant the things men look at are, you'd be surprised. For example, I leave in my pajamas in the morning and come back in the same clothes in the evening. Look, his hair is a mess. He smells like rotten food. He doesn't even open the door for me. What more can I tell you? I mean, what more do they say? I'm saying that if there's a situation that can be saved, if there's a gap, come to marriage therapy to fix it. But as I dig deeper and deeper, taking out all the excesses and looking at the essence, I'm sharing my thoughts with you. But should we continue, or is it enough? But as I dig deeper and deeper, taking out all the excesses and looking at the essence, I'm sharing my thoughts with you. But should we continue, or is it enough? You can save a lot of marriages after you see how much you can improve yourself. There's something that can be fixed. No one comes to me and can't get away, but they keep doing exactly what I say. They're doing exactly what I've said. They are reading my book. They take my words very seriously. And 90% of those who get saved are people who love. I can't stand it when 7 people separate, especially if there are kids involved. But I don't feel like telling you to pull out your child and sit with these ugly people who cheated you so badly. Yes, dear. Ahem. My spouse cheated on me and also hit me. And then he comes to me and I should hit him. What do you mean by hitting? I'm really annoyed by the word hit. Animals shouldn't be hit and children shouldn't be hit either. Especially with a spouse, you're sharing the same bed, same roof, the same fate, and you're the mother and father of the same children. You need to value it, at least as much as you do. My wife, my dear, if there are issues you can't agree on, you'll need to come to the marriage side to resolve them. You will ask, we love each other. And that's how it always seems to me. I love my wife very much, but this happened, that happened. Everyone wonders why, for what reason, how I did it, what caused it. Or they say if you point the finger at someone else, you should first look at yourself. There's a saying like that. You might be wondering what my contribution here is. I've done so many things in every way. I did this, Miss Celine, I did that. The guy isn't looking at the pastries and baklava you made. He's looking after the care. He's looking at the order of the house. He's looking at the children who don't cry. She's looking for a woman at home who talks without lowering her face. A woman with a smiling face. Someone who is gentle, expresses their desires nicely, tries not to fight. Believe me, they need to do it themselves too. So marriage, affection, these are, I love you. Don't do that. How am I supposed to understand that you love me? With your actions? With your words? You'll say, you have the right to hit me. I don't give anyone anything in life. Hitting is something should never, ever happen. But unfortunately, all around the world, from Japan to America, don't believe those movies. No one raises their hand. You always think it's just in Turkey. In Turkey, there is as much as there is in the world. We also have murder here. Maybe it's there in other places too. Oh, but I haven't examined it that much. But I was just left in shock. Like, what is this? How? Why? For what reason? Anyway, kids, I don't accept hitting, especially betrayal. I absolutely do not accept it. The woman here probably saw that he was being unfaithful. And she told him. At that time, the man also silences her by hitting her. Oh my God, kids.